invite our friend Lawrence Ford, who comes from the business side, if we wish, but you will see, because he's the founder and CEO of an organization called Conscious Capital. So trying to bring together capital and consciousness, not a small order. But Lawrence, please, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Carlos. I was born into asking for big challenges in this life. So, yes, people when they hear consciousness and capital roll their eyes often, and I say, listen, if we feel like our species is not necessarily on the right trajectory, which I think most conscious humans would agree with these days, why not grab a hold of our two most powerful tools that we have, our consciousness, everything that we think of before we manifest into the world, and this very recent tool called capital that we've invented. So that's why I dance in those worlds, and sometimes they can be strange bedfellows, but I think a lot of our problems come from the fact that they are not worked on together. So I have a couple things I want to, I know we're very tight on time, and I want to have some dialogue, as you've said, Carlos. So um, I'm going to start a little bit different because I heard the tone of your questioning about make it personal. And then I will maybe spend my last couple minutes, if they are around, for some philosophical aspects of where we're going with the Conscious Capital Foundation around GD purpose and third seasons. And Talia, you ended with a beautiful question. What if this, and I will put it in my own words, so forgive me, but what if this crisis and these difficult times are really a gift disguised in another way, which I deeply believe are, because the only time humans change is what I call through third seasons, when we get our, I think this is the technical term, our collective asses kicked. So we wake up off of our treadmill and question once again why we're here on this earth. I have a story to share personally, um, Carlos, to answer your question. Um, in exploring human consciousness, there was a time where I left to the other side of the world to be initiated in the Tamang tradition of shamanic traditions. And during that time, silly me, I thought, you was going to go over and learn a lot of things. And I really understood what initiation was all about. And it was about, really being torn down from everything you thought you were, so you could become yourself again, which is deep in the tradition. That was sitting in front of a little diminutive shaman who I was sitting there with my 6'2" frame, trying to act natural, sitting up, sweating, and trying to hold my body. And in that part of the world, when the spirits come into the shamans, they take their time. It's not like a an hour therapy session when the bell starts. So it took quite a while for the shaman to get into his spirits. And then when he came in his language slowly being translated to me, he started screaming at me. He said, "You're not in your power. How dare you? How dare you not be in your power? You're a true shaman. All shamans have shaman in their blood. You have not honored your heritage. Go home each day and honor your heritage and honor your bloodline." And screaming at me, this little small shaman seemed like he was 10 feet tall. And I knew instantly what he was saying to me because I was adopted, and had a little bit of a rough time as an infant. And so he was basically seeing right through me and saying, go home and find your birth parents and follow that heritage because you have some healing to take care of. And he could not have been more right. And, so that journey through my time was deeply informative and literally broke me down in some of the old pre-verbal childhood wounds that I had been carrying that had kept me from living whole. And it was a very, very difficult and also incredible time of my life, where I had entered a space which, thank God, I have never seen before or since, but we would call clinical depression, for a year. And at the same exact time, I was in such peak knowing. I transcended time and saw, sounds very hubristic, but everything difficult to describe in our language, which, of course, is the way of enlightenment. When we transcend our small thoughts of what we think is, it can literally blow our little minds as to what really is. And so that was very informative. And then when I woke up through this crisis, and I will finish with this, I got a message from Spirit or beyond, and it said, go back now and be the change, which I thought was a little bit trite out of a book, but I did go back into capital because that was the place that real change is needed and where power is these days. So I will leave with that because my 5 minutes are up, and hand it back over to everybody and back to Douglas, I believe.
So many thanks, Lord.